Imagine you wrote two of the most famous stories in Western history to have them survive for thousands of years, only for nobody to remember what exactly your name was and consider that maybe you didn't write those stories on your own. Homer, as we know, is the author of two epic poems that have shaped Western literature, the Iliad and the Odyssey. But here's the thing, nobody really knows for certain who Homer was. According to the ancient Greek tradition, Homer was a blind poet who composed these masterpieces around the 8th century BC. However, there is no hard evidence to support this claim. In fact, there isn't even any concrete proof that a single person named Homer ever existed. Now, some scholars argue that the poems attributed to Homer were actually the collection of works from multiple anonymous bards that was passed down through generations of oral tradition. This theory suggests that the Iliad and the Odyssey were not written down by a single author, but is instead evolved over time through a process of storytelling and improvisation. Imagine a bunch of ancient Greek bards sitting around a campfire, each adding their own twist to the tale. Others propose that Homer was indeed a real person, but his true identity has been lost to the sands of time. And then there's some who even suggest that the name Homer could be a pseudonym used by a group of poets. It's like the ancient Greek equivalent of Banksy. To make matters even more confusing, there are also claims that the Homeric poems were not originally Greek, but were influenced by earlier Near Eastern epics. So Homer might have been more of a remix artist rather than an original wordsmith. There's also an argument that the Iliad and the Odyssey were written by two different people, and that argument focuses mainly on the fact that some of the language and style of language used in each of the poems doesn't quite match. So it's like to say I were to write a manuscript and then claim that it was a long lost story of Jane Austen. People would be able to tell that it wasn't actually written by her. So the identity of Homer remains elusive, but whether Homer was a single blind poet or a collection of bards or a mythical figure, one thing is for certain, his work continues to captivate and inspire us to this day.